Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is Friday yet again, and that means a new video. Today I'm going to show you how to work the LEDs for the exterior/interior of the lights, and I'm going to kind of go over a couple things as far as the interior goes, and then we'll shoot off the rest of the video with 5 things I'd like to change about the XP today. So let's get this video started. Okay, here we go, guys. Key in the ignition. I'll try to show you what we got going on here. Okay. Allow. And we're gonna go over here. We're gonna put this on. That's from the inside. I'm gonna go over here and I'll put this one on. For Bluetooth control. So once we give it a second here, it takes a second for it to generate. There we go, 2 devices. All on. Alright, let's see. There we go. So as you can see, the interior, as I move this wheel, it changes with that. And so I can just flip it, different colors. So that's what's going on. And on the outside, it's also doing the same thing. So I can go ahead and cycle through the different colors, or I can simply just cycle through. Along with the application, there's different modes here, so you can do like static red, your different static colors. Then you have tricolor jump. This is kind of crazy. This is like Rainbow Road, Mario Kart Star Power. Then you have the gradient, which I like a little more. And if you look here, you can actually change the brightness of everything and the speed. So you want to make it go fast, or you want to slow it down. So it depends. And then you have the gradients on the regular colors here. So this is really slow. Let me go ahead and turn it up. Go. They have specific ones, which is 2 colors. I don't like that one. And that's pretty much it for the most part. Go back to static red. Then you have custom. Here you can make it, jump, breathe, flash, gradient. Gives you different speeds, different brightness, and you can set up music so it plays the music as well. So I hope that was enough, or I hope you guys understand what I'm kind of messing with here. But again, you can just mess with it with your phone. On the inside, it's also changing too. There we go. So that's a view what it looks like in full camera. I hope you guys like the little tutorial on the phone screen recording. Hope that helps clear up some stuff. This is from the rear. And even with my headlights and everything else on, they're still pretty bright. Okay, so the first thing I would personally want to change on the XP, if I had the option to change it from the factory, or if I was able to design anything, would be the center console / shifter location. A lot of cars have a flowing dash where the dash will come down into your cup holders and all that jazz. The XP doesn't have that, but let me show you if you don't know what it looks like. So the shifter stuff is here, and it comes down, and it's just open. It's carpet here. I personally would prefer something to be here. I think it would just look better and a higher quality. So that's one of the things I would change. Another thing I would change is the fitment of the hatch panel. I don't know what to call it, but this guy here. I've noticed on this XB and another one I owned, when I wash the car, a lot of dirt is end up hiding behind this panel. So if I had the option, I'd probably want this to be like molded part of it, or have it so there's not so much of a gap on here. It's not a huge gap, it's really not. But it's kind of annoying, you know, cleaning the car. You know, you clean the whole outside on that jazz and you shut the trunk, and then like dirt water will come rolling out, so you gotta clean it again. It's like that part's kind of annoying. Again, not a huge deal, but that's something I definitely would change from the factory if I had the option. Another thing I would like to see, or I would change from the factory, is the daylight running light / fog light majiggies, or whatever you want to call them. If you ever seen these on during the day, I don't know. Mine doesn't work during the day, so I don't know if they're really fog lights or daylight running lights. That part I'm not sure about. The reason I want to change them though is they're not bright like at all. Like by any standard, they're not bright. So, like my phone flashlight is twice as bright as these at least. So I'm not really sure what the point of this is, because they don't run during the day and they're not bright to be fog lights. So yeah, that's another thing I would change. Another thing I would change is this floorboard piece here. This has some locks on it, you know, that way it doesn't, you know, hop around when you're driving. But it's not a very thick material. I think it's a type of like, I'm assuming it's a type of plastic, but I can just pull up on this and you can see it's not very thick. And the only issue with that is, like, it's just, I don't know. It's just something I would change. It's not really a big deal, but that, and another thing I definitely would change is this freaking light. This light is pointless, and I don't know why they even have it installed, because it's not bright at all. I don't understand this light, and I think a lot of XB owners agree this light is like the worst interior trunk light ever to exist. Another thing I would change is the performance with the horsepower and torque it makes. Now, I know timing is really rough, and I know a lot of car companies, they won't put a different motor into a vehicle if they've already had a generation. As the example, this has the 2AZ FE motor, which shared, you know, with the Camry, the RAV4, and a couple other things. And I think it was 2010 or whatever, when the second generation Scion TC came out, and it ran the 2AR motor, which makes, I think, like 177 horsepower, and I don't know the torque figures on the top of my head, but this stock is 158, so I think it'd be kind of cool if we had that 177, 180, somewhere in that power range a little more, plus a little bit of torque. I think it'd be really, really nice. Now, I understand why they didn't do it, though, because they already had this motor in since 2008. They're not just going to change it 2 or 3 years later and throw a different motor and get new mounting and new electrical. Like, there's a reason for it. So another thing I would like to have the XB changed with would have been the transmission. Now, this might also be down to the same path as the whole motor issue, but really, Toyota, a 4-speed auto in 2008, like 2014, we saw 4-speed autos, like, that's kind of bad. And then for the manuals too, like a 5-speed, and I could even push them to say a 6-speed, honestly, because here's the deal: I don't think they were making any 6-speed manuals at that time. Not for a front-wheel drive configuration. The FRS, I believe, is a 6-speed, but again, different type of transmission, different type of layout, so that doesn't count. Man, I think a 5-speed manual and a 5-speed auto or a 6-speed auto would have been plenty. I think they totally could have got away with it. Maybe the Camry. I don't know. Did the Camry have a 5-speed auto or a 6-speed auto back in 2008? That I had to look into. Maybe it's an easy upgrade. Maybe you can swap them. I don't know. I never looked into it. There we go. So those are the things I would change in the factory if I was allowed to make those choices and decisions with Toyota. There we go. Well, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and leave a like if you did, leave some feedback, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks again. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.